Hello guys, it's Dom Sacco here from eSports News UK. How you all doing? Today I've got another series of news updates for you from the League of Legends scene, looking at eSports and other developments in League of Legends. Loads of interesting stories this week, so let's crack on with them. So the biggest story this week was broken by fellow journalist Richard Lewis, and he put out a video this week with the title "Are Riot Games Set to Announce a Streaming Deal with MLBAM?" So who are MLBAM? They are Major League Baseball Advanced Media, so like the digital branch, and you know, they're potentially, if this report is correct, they're about to announce a deal with Riot around content for esports in League of Legends. So for example, live streams of pro play, on-demand videos of the LCS, and this will apparently come in the form of an app, some kind of video app, and it looks like that there's going to be a paywall here. There's maybe subscription options. Riot might start charging for premium content for esports. Now obviously this is a big move if that does happen. You know, Twitch is so big at the moment. I've heard rumours from a few other people that other publishers and developers are in talks with MLBAM as well. Could other games start signing deals? Could Twitch become less popular? I'm not so sure. It's so big at the moment, right? We'll have to wait and see and make your own mind up about that. But this app, this deal, apparently there's a beta test starting on December 1st for this potential app. Early February there's going to be a soft launch in 2017, then a full public launch in March 2017 according to Richard and the documents he's seen. You know, and this could be really significant, because this could affect the number of videos that are out there on YouTube, for example, that cover sort of highlights of the LCS. If there's a big deal here that gives rights to MLBAM, as I understand it, it might be similar to football here in the UK, where certain TV broadcasters will have rights, and if you put stuff online it's going to get taken down by them. So could that happen here? I'm not sure. Could it affect Riot's relationship with the likes of Twitch? Potentially. And it's worth noting that MLBAM already has deals with the likes of Eurosport and NHL, so this could be really big. It could change how people consume esports content in the future. We'll just have to wait and see. But yeah, do go check out Richard's video. I'll put a link in the description below because all the full details are in there. So another interesting thing I noticed this week, Riot publicly talking about the possibility of a League of Legends film or some kind of TV series. There's been rumours in recent months that Riot Games' owner Tencent are thinking of expanding League of Legends or producing some kind of film or other content around the game. And there was an Ask Riot page the other day, and Brandon Beck, co-founder of Riot, has answered to the question, will you ever make a League of Legends movie or cinematic episodes? And you know, he's saying that we dream of films set in League's universe, but if you look at game movies, for the most part they're not great, and it's not something that they should rush into. But he said that's not to say we aren't exploring. We have a ton of talented folks actively experimenting with different storytelling formats, and it's definitely a hope that someday we'll see the fruits of that experimentation on the big screen or the small screen or wherever it makes the most sense. So could be a League film or cartoon series in the future, potentially. Next up, the 2016 Allstars players have been confirmed. So Team Fire is LCK, North American LCS and International Wildcard, and Team Ice is European LCS, LMS and LPL. The event takes place on December 8th in Barcelona, and the teams are as follows. So EU LCS, you've got the likes of Soaz, Jankos, Xpeke, Reckless and Miffy. LMS, you've got the likes of Ziv, Maple, Karsa. LPL, Clear Love, Uzi, Mata and more. And then from Team Fire, you've got the LCK, probably obviously the most powerful team there, Smeb, Benji, Faker, Prey and Mad Life. And then North America, you've got Impact, Rainover, Bjergsen, and then the old teammates Double Lift and Aframu together again. And then the international wildcard regions, their players will be revealed at the wildcard All-Star event, which takes place December 1st to December 4th. In other news, Riot have teased a new champion, Camille, the Severed Ties. So it looks like a woman, or I don't know, maybe a robot woman who's got sort of blades on her legs. And they've sort of revealed it in a comic on their website, which is pretty cool. And it's set in Piltover, so could she have ties with Vi, Caitlyn? Who knows? But she's expected to hit the PBE in the next few days. There's something very sort of Deus Ex about her, you know, her eyes look augmented, and the fact that she's a sort of paraplegic with like the swords for legs, I think is very different for a champion. Okay, so another big story this week, broken by Slingshot. They've claimed to have seen a leaked letter from 18 of the 20 LCS teams across Europe and North America. It's a letter written to Riot Games outlining those teams' sort of general concerns about top level League of Legends and the financial stability there. So a lot of it is the teams sort of pushing for better revenue generation, better freedom for them to commercialise what they're doing, and to try and get that greater stability for their teams and their players. So the letter outlined, Slingshot outlined in its story that the 6 sort of main areas of concern for the teams were lack of job security. Secondly, the damage to teams' ability to invest in LCS players caused by insufficient compensation and relegation. So talking about going into the Challenger Series and how it's not sustainable, the difference between the two. Thirdly, the weakening relationship between fans and the LCS caused by relegation. So, you know, maybe teams losing fans when they drop down into the Challenger Series. Fourthly, the harm to team sponsorships caused by regulation and restriction on sponsors in the LCS. The fifth sort of area is the effective elimination of the path to pro, caused by the team's need to redirect resources from LCS to Challenger Series. And then lastly, financial hardship suffered by teams caused by insufficient compensation paid to the team. So it's clear that a lot of the teams aren't happy with the state of LCS and their place in that league at the moment. Okay, so elsewhere this week there was a lot of drama surrounding UK League of Legends streamer Gross Gore. He was previously banned on Twitch earlier this year, and said that, you know, he was leaving drama behind. The other day he put a Snapchat out saying, "I'm done acting as a nice guy and I'm back to being the Gross Gore that got me huge." There was then some stuff that came out on Twitter, some leaked Snapchats between him and streamer Rainbow Kids that seemed to show that he was going to be sending nude images of one of his ex-girlfriends to her mum. It was picked up by a livestream fail Reddit page, and then when Gross Gore saw that, he put out an angry video. This was then picked up by a couple of big YouTube drama channels, Drama Alert and Scarce, who mentioned him in a couple of videos, which between them have received over 1 million views now. And the drama also caught the attention of Call of Duty streamer Zoe Berger, and who said that Gross Gore is a little bitch who wants to snitch to the girl's parents. Blah blah blah. They had an argument online and it just all got blown out of control. It's typical League of Legends drama, streamer drama. Okay, so Mata has announced he's departed from Royal Never Give Up, the Chinese side, and said that he wants to play in Korea going forwards. So he's going to join Deft and Pawn as other Korean players leaving their Chinese teams. And he said on Facebook, "I'll be leaving RNG at the end of the season. They were a tough 2 years, both a new starting point, and he was sort of wondering how he could improve as a player while winning domestic championships and participating in international ones." Okay, so the FlexQ problems are continuing. Riot's responded to some of the problems where a lot of players have reported that they've done their 10 placement matches, and even in their 10 placement matches they were getting matched up. Like challenger players were going up against silver and gold players, you know, diamonds were going up against bronze players, and it was all a bit odd. And there was also reports of players, you know, even dropping from challenger to bronze 5, so it's a bit weird. Riot's responded to that. They said they've rolled out a fix to multiple regions. They're basically allowing every player who's played their placement matches to play one more game to be correctly placed. However, since this was published three days ago, there are still problems continuing, so I think Riot's looking into it. Solo duo queue isn't here yet, but should be soon. Riot said, unfortunately for players who've been climbing ranks rapidly as a result of incorrect placement and inflated LP games, this correction to their actual rank feels punishing. We know some players were excited to be climbing higher and faster than they ever have, but it's pretty likely that the matchmaking for those players was a bit of a clown fiesta in the first place. Some of the headlines of Reddit, for example, I Will Dominate, it's gone from NA LCS to Bronze 5 in one season. Riot just rolled out a potential fix in the matchmaking issues, but an extra match lowered my rank by 2 tiers. I played around 58 games of FlexQ to climb to Platinum 5 from Gold 2, and after one game of FlexQ today I got placed in Bronze 5, and there's a few videos going around of I Will Dominate playing in bronze matches, and people going up against Faker in FlexQ as well. So here's a clip from the I Will Dominate bronze match.
Is that Rammus support? Please don't tell me that's Rammus support. I thought he'd be running away and I'd need to ult for that. I guess he was just gonna suicide. Oh!
There's another story here. I saw this on GameSpot, and a new partnership between ESL and Sliver.tv is going to see the upcoming Oakland Intel Extreme Masters, CSGO and League of Legends tournaments broadcast in virtual reality for the first time. So the VR broadcast is going to include live statistics and viewing options in the stream. So, you know, if you've got a virtual reality headset, you'll be able to view each round, each game from the normal floating camera and move it around yourself, and from the perspective of the players as well at the same time. So that looks pretty cool. Whether it's take off or not in the future, we'll see, but it's cool that organisers are experimenting with VR. And lastly, Riot have finally added a sort of winter's Christmas themed map to Summoner's Rift, on the sort of new league Summoner's Rift, and that's going to be on the PBE soon. They've said, when developing the map, we wanted to deliver the mood and atmosphere of Summoner's Rift during the winter holidays while maintaining as much gameplay clarity as possible. We added snow, ice and holiday cheer, and some fluffy friends from the Freljord have vacationed over for a visit. And they've said, we've even updated a bunch of in-game abilities to have clearer visual effects so that you can see them in the cold of winter. So that should be going live soon. And that's all of my stories this week, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did enjoy it, please give us a like. Feel free to subscribe. I'm going to be doing these videos every week. Any feedback you have, chuck it my way and I'll take it on board. Cheers for watching, guys. Bye.